Thank you. We do support the case that South Africa presented to the ICJ. And once the court invites member states for submissions, we will do submit. What I want to say as well is that courts, the legal system, whether the national legal system or the international legal system, were created so that individuals or countries can go and present case and seeking impartial and seeking justice. So I do not really see why Israel has a problem with South Africa going to the court. The court will examine the case, will issue the judgment, and again, that's what courts are for. And those who do not want to go to courts and those who do not believe in the roles of the legal system are usually those who have something to hide and who do not want to face justice. 66 countries world over have expressed support to the case, in comparison to only 8 countries that said they do not support the case. Now, we respect everybody's decision, that this is a sovereign decision for every country to make, and it doesn't mean that countries who did not support the case do not support the rights of Palestinians to freedom and dignity. They just have a different approach, and that's their decision. But as far as we're concerned, we believe South Africa has a right to make this case. We have a right to support this case, and everybody has an obligation to respect the ruling of the case. Otherwise, why do we have a multilateral system, and why do we have such global institutions? That said, I think regardless of how the case goes, we're facing a reality in which Israel has killed over 30,000 people, Palestinians. 70% of those killed are women and children. Israel has destroyed a complete community. Health facilities, infrastructure has been destroyed by over 70%, schools by over 50%, houses by over 60%. This war has killed more journalists than any other conflict, has killed more medics than any other conflict, has killed more UN workers than any other conflict in decades. So we're facing a reality in which we believe Israel has committed war crimes in Gaza, and we believe that this aggression has to stop, and has to stop now. Israel is taking 2.3 million Palestinian hostage in Gaza, in addition to the illegal unilateral measures that it is inflicting on Palestinians on the West Bank as well. So we're dealing with a catastrophe. We're dealing with a situation that has to end. We're dealing with a situation where the international community, probably for the first time, after 102 days of war, has not even come out clearly and demanded a ceasefire. So this is the reality, and this war is not just killing Palestinians. It's not just destroying their livelihoods. It is destroying faith in peace. The amount of dehumanization that we see is something beyond what any human being should be able to accept. When an Israeli minister says that Palestinians have no rights, when an Israeli sitting minister says that Palestinians are human animals, when the deputy speaker of Knesset says Gaza needs to be burned down, how is this conducive to a future of peace that we all want? And again, our position in Jordan has always been that we want just lasting peace, which will ensure the rights of both Israelis and Palestinians, a peace that will fulfill Palestinian people's right to statehood and freedom and dignity, and will address Israeli legitimate concerns and allows for Israel and Palestine to live in peace and dignity and freedom in the whole region. So we need to look at the broader context, and October 7 did not happen in a vacuum. There was a context, and we should accept that context. And we did condemn in Jordan and all the Arab world, we did condemn the killing of Israeli civilians on October 7. But Israel, not only did it not condemn the killing of Palestinians, it is actually killing Palestinians, civilians. And the settler terrorism against Palestinians on the West Bank is something that the world needs to look at as well, and to look at through the same prism through which it's looking at other aspects of the current conflict. So by the end of the day, I think the immediate priority, this war has to stop. Humanitarian supplies has to be allowed in. Gaza is part of the occupied Palestinian territory, and the only path to peace and security for all is a just and lasting peace that would, on the basis of the two-state solution, that would again realize the rights of the Palestinians and ensure security and acceptance for Israel.